Oh, I think I can find it now.
Good.
Yes. Just a moment.
Mm-hmm. You get it.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes. Now, can you make it like full screen, the presentation?
Yes. Just a moment, please. Okay, can you see now?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I'm Ana Barbosa. I'm presenting from Portugal. I'm PhD student in public health, not in sports science, but currently I'm developing an intervention with exercise. So I found this Congress and I would like to present our findings that I think they are interesting for the sports science field as well. So my work is about the effects of a 12-week walking football program on cognitive performance in patients with type 2 diabetes. So as we all know, the diabetes is prevalent worldwide across all regions of the world. And the estimates, the latest estimates are not so good because we are expecting an increase of the prevalence of diabetes worldwide to 2045. And it is a great increase we are expecting in adult population, but also in adolescents and children. And we also know that the prevalence is higher in the middle and older populations, so the 20 and 79 years old. It is data from 2019. And we also know the risk factors for type 2 diabetes. We have, by one hand, non-modifiable risk factors like genetics or family history, but we also know the majority is because the modifiable risk factors such as an healthy diet, physical inactivity, and overweight or obesity is highly prevalent in this population. So the key actions for target type 2 diabetes are complex. It involves several sectors, but I'm going to focus in one of them, that is physical activity. So we know physical activity is one of the cornerstones for type 2 diabetes treatment, as well as diet and the medication as well. But we know that we have a low attendance rate in typical exercise programs. So we have to try to create efforts to make it feasible and attractive for this population so they can get the levels of physical activity and get the benefits of doing it. And we know the football is a sport played worldwide with million players, and in the last decade we saw an increase in football practice across older populations, and we have a positive health documented as well, and it is being used for a tool for controlling non-communicable diseases. So football, traditional football or recreational football, is associated with an incidence of injuries and adverse effects. So walking football is a different modality that it is because they have no contact with each other, they cannot run, and we thought this would be perfect for type 2 diabetes that has a higher risk for complications and adverse events. So walking football is perfect for type 2 diabetes and older veterans, and it was created for that in England first. And now we have in Nordic countries as well the practice of walking football. So we tested walking football here in Portugal, and we know from the cognitive effects that type 2 diabetes patients have worse cognitive function in several domains, such as psychomotor speed, attention, concentration, memory, language. We have this described in several papers already published. But when we analyze the association between physical activity in type 2 diabetes patients and cognitive function, the things are, and the results from studies are mixed. We have studies reporting positive effects, but one recent systematic review did not find results as we were expecting. This is a paper published from our group as well, and they did not find as well cognitive performance. So we have mixed results, and we in this walking football program try to analyze if there was a cognitive effect. And so the objective of this presentation is to analyze the effects of walking football program in cognitive performance in middle-aged and older patients with type 2 diabetes. So this was a 12-week quasi-experimental study. We enrolled 31 participants at primary health care units with this inclusion criteria. So briefly, they were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, were male, middle-aged, and older male patients, and they have the major complications of diabetes screen and control. So this was a program with 30 sessions a week, so they went there in non-consecutive days. Each session had 60 minutes of playing, and we had a total of 12 weeks with 36 sessions. So as we can see, we have our team here, and we also have the physiologist for monitoring the sessions and the nurse, as well as the coach with WEFL level B. So the sessions consisted in a warm-up, technical exercises, small side games, and at the end we have a cool-down period as well. So for cognitive performance, we assessed it before and after the intervention with Montreal Cognitive Assessment Test, which is with a score that we consider normal if it was equal or greater than 26. And our results, so just you to have an idea, from the 42 participants invited, we ended up with 29 participants who complete the program. But as you can see, we started with 31 participants, so we have a high level of adherence in this exercise program. So the mean age of these participants was 64.5 years old. They were almost as we are expecting by age. The majority was retired and have lower levels or middle of education. So what we found at cognitive performance was that at the beginning, the median of MOCA score was 26 and the percentile was 23, 27. And at the end of the program, besides the score is as well, the interval was greater, and this difference was statistically significant. marginally, but it wasn't. We found it curious, and we thought this is promising when we can in future test with a larger period. So in conclusion, our study showed promising effects in the cognitive performance in this middle-aged and older population with type 2 diabetes. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free.
Thank you, Anna, for your presentation. In fact, this is a very complicated study. I always congratulate the studies which have an experimental data and then which has like an application. So it's very interesting also because I think in your study, different than the previous studies, you implemented a football walking program instead of regular exercise program. So how do you think that, okay, like now in the cognitive performance, you found the significant differences from pre to post test? How do you think that, like, what makes these differences,
Yeah, of course, we have to look to this result with caution. Yeah, we have at this study, we have no control group because this is quasi-experimental. So we are planning an RCT with longer period to test the glycemic control. Of course, it's our aim, and public health is our aim in the future. But and this study was just to test the feasibility and the safety of this modality as it was new in Portugal. So we think these differences are low but important because, and we think it is related as well as the stimulus that is caused by the football games. Besides, it is not a traditional football program. It is an adapted football program. They fit it, and they have different stimulus with the technical drills, and as well then in the small side games with intense periods, and they got in high intensity. So we think the complex of football and the different stimulus they get from playing football was the key for this difference. As well, we think the enjoyment they found in this program, it may have contributed to this as well. We just you to have an idea, we measure all the sessions were measured by the enjoyment. At the end of the session, we measure enjoyment, and all of them almost scored the maximum rates. So it is a key point for success, we think, and it may have contributed as well for this.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Any other question to Anna? All right, I'm glad you made it. Wait a second.
Okay.
Antonia, she has a question.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Antonia.
No, sorry, I don't have a question.
Oh, you raised your...
No.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for your contribution, Antonia.
Thank you.
All right, Anna, I'm glad you made it.
Selçuk, I guess you saw my hands, but it was applause, not shaking, raising hand.
Okay.
So
my mistake. Sorry.
This one, you have a chance to give applause like this one.
Yeah. I got it. Thank you.
Please don't be shy.
And like this one.
Yes.
And raising hand is on the other side in the list of the participants.
Yes.
Just to make it sure. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Anna.
Thank you. I hope to see you next year maybe in the form of present figure.
Face to face, yes. Yeah, I would love to, yes, for everybody. I would love to see everybody next year in Savtat, in Dubrovnik, to meet like personally, and then to share our knowledge and research, to be honest.
We hope so, and I'm glad to be working here in Portugal in public health field, and we are doing our best, and we hope you do well as well in Croatia. And good luck and be safe. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank